The heat had pressed itself into the land like a cruel hand, flattening the grass and bleaching the sky pale. For 4 days, the little girl had counted her steps instead of hours, because hours meant nothing when the sun refused to move. Her name was Eliza, and she was 8, though hunger made her feel much older. She held her brother's hand tightly as they walked, afraid that if she let go, he might slip away like dust through her fingers. Tommy was 5 and too weak to complain anymore. His lips were cracked, his eyes dull with thirst. Eliza had learned to read his silence better than his words. When he stumbled, she stopped. When he swayed, she braced him with her thin shoulder. Their shoes were worn through, soles flapping, but she kept them moving because stopping felt like giving up, and Mama had always said you never gave up on family. They had left the burned-out shack 4 days earlier, after the last crumbs were gone and the water jug was dry. Mama was buried under a cottonwood tree with a stone Eliza couldn't read but traced every morning before they left. Go west, Mama had whispered before the end. Follow the road, someone will help. Eliza didn't know who that someone was, but she believed in the words because believing was easier than being afraid. By the 4th day, the road shimmered like glass. Eliza's head throbbed, and every breath felt thick. She tore a strip from her dress to tie around Tommy's head, soaking it with the last dampness from her canteen, barely enough to cool him. Her own throat burned, but she smiled anyway, because smiles were lighter than fear. That was when she saw the horse. At first, she thought it was another trick of the heat. But then the shape grew clearer. A tall bay horse, moving slow and steady, and a man riding it, hat pulled low, dust clinging to his coat. Eliza stopped in the road. Her heart hammered so loud she was sure the man could hear it. She squeezed Tommy's hand. The cowboy reined in a few yards away. He took in the sight of them, their torn clothes, the way the boy leaned, the way the girl stood between him and the world. He didn't reach for his rifle. He didn't shout. He just slid down from the saddle and knelt, bringing his eyes level with Eliza's. Easy, he said, voice rough but gentle, like wind through wood. You're safe. Eliza swallowed. We ain't got nothing, she said quickly. We just need water. The cowboy's jaw tightened. He reached into his saddlebag and brought out a canteen, cool with shade. He held it out, careful, like it might spook them. Eliza hesitated only a second before lifting it to Tommy's lips. She counted his swallows, slow and small, just like Mama had taught her. When he finished, the cowboy looked at Eliza. You did good, he said quietly. Both of you did. She blinked hard, because no one had said that in a long time. He stood and gestured toward his horse and the distant line of green on the horizon. Come with me, he said. I've got a place, food, water, shade. He paused, letting her decide. You don't have to walk anymore. Eliza looked at Tommy, then at the road behind them, then forward, toward the unknown that suddenly didn't feel so empty. She nodded once, fiercely, and took her brother's hand as the cowboy lifted him gently into the saddle.